Hi once again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of CueSports International, we'd like to welcome you back here to the CSI 2014 Invitational 10-Ball Championship. This is live from the Predator Arena here at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we are in the second day of our three-day round-robin event. 16 of the world's greatest players have been invited here to compete for this prestigious crown. They are in four groups of four North Americans, four Filipinos, four Asians, and four from Europe. At the conclusion of group play, the winner of each group will then proceed to a four-man single elimination bracket. We'll have two semifinals and a final for you tomorrow to crown our inaugural champion. I'd also like to take one more opportunity here and recognize the sponsors that have helped make this event possible, starting, of course, with CueSports International, our gracious hosts here, the Rio Hotel and Casino, Predator Cues, the official cue of the CSI Invitational events, Cyclops Billiard Balls, Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Billiards Digest, the Magic Ball Rack, Eaton Fiber Company, and Master Chalk. Thank you, each and every one of you, for your gracious support, and also to all of you fans out there watching live on the internet, and those of you with us here ringside. Okay, this is going to be Group A again. At least this first match will be. The other Group A match will finish on when Table 2 has finished. A couple of things that we want to mention. Group A has played twice, and they played 3 times, so this is the final go-around. And I want to bring you up to date a little bit, at least on the Group A standings and possibilities for the player to proceed out of the group stage and into the semifinals. So here's how it shapes out. If Shane wins this match, he wins the group, and there's no more possibilities. He will proceed to the semifinal. If Pinyi Ko wins this match, and Warren Kianko, who's going to play over here against Corsten coming up next, loses, then Mr. Ko will win the group. If Pinyi Ko wins this match, and Warren Kianko also wins his match, there will be a 3-way tie among Shane, Pinyi Ko, and Warren, and then the tiebreaker will be rack differential. And we'll tell you a little more about that, but essentially we add up all of the games that have been won by the player during their 3 matches. We subtract all of the games that they have lost. That gives us a number. The player with the highest number will proceed out of the group and be declared the group winner. So with that being said, let me introduce our players to you, and we'll get them underway and see who's going to proceed. From Taiwan, a former 2-time junior national champion, 2-time All-Japan Open champion. Last year, right here in the U.S. Open 10-ball and 8-ball divisions, he had a top 5 finish. He's also the 2013 Indonesian 9-ball champion. He's sponsored by Cyclops, and he's representing Taiwan Typhoon. Let's please welcome Ho Ping Yi. Thank you. His opponent from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Among his long list of accomplishments include 5 Diamond 10-ball championships, 4 U.S. Bar 10-ball championships. This year will be his 8th time representing Team USA on the Mosconi Cup, and he's one of only 4 men to have won consecutive U.S. Open titles, and he now holds 3 U.S. Open 9-ball championships. Sponsored by Q-Tech, please welcome the South Dakota kid, Shane Van Boening. All right, gentlemen, please bow for the break. Good luck to both of you.
I'd say that was a pretty good introduction. I don't think we're on here. Thank you. Check, check. Well, I guess that was a pretty good introduction. Well, we really didn't clear up exactly, you know, who was the favorite in case, you know,
in case of a goes to rack differential?
Yeah, Ko Ping Ying. Ko.
It's Ko Ping Yi.
Ko Ping Ying.
Yeah.
If he wins this match, it's
well,
going to be a 3-way tie.
No, not necessarily, Billy. It's just a touch more involved in that. The first thing to let everybody know, just in case they didn't hear it clearly, if Shane wins this match, he wins the group and it's over.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if Copigny wins this match, then coming up on the next table is going to be Warren Kiamko and Torsten Homan. They're the other half of Group A. So if Co wins this match against Shane and Warren Kiamko loses against Torsten, Copigny wins the group. Two things have to happen for him to win the group. He's got to beat Shane, and Torsten has to beat Warren.
Well, won't that give Shane and Coping identical records? Aren't they?
It will, but the reason
Ping.
that Copigny will be the winner is the first tiebreaker is head-to-head, and if he beats Shane here, that's the tiebreaker.
I got you.
All right?
I got you.
Okay. Now there's one more possibility. If Copigny wins this match and Warren Kiamko wins his match, there's a three-way tie with 2-1 records because they will all have beaten each other. So there'll be no
Shane,
head-to-head
and Warren.
There'll be no head-to-head tiebreaker.
And then what is the tiebreaker after the head-to-head is eliminated?
Then it goes to what's called rack differential. Let me explain to everybody how that's going to work. Everybody will have 2 wins in those 3 guys, right?
Right.
Those 2 wins would represent 18 games.
Right.
Okay? We will then add to that, to each player, the number of games they won in the one match that they lost.
Right. The 2 matches.
One match.
Right.
Okay? Now, we will then total up how many games they gave up to their opponents. In the one loss, they would have given up 9.
In the 2 wins.
And in the 2 wins.
Right.
That gives us another number.
Right.
We will subtract from the total wins, the total games given up. That will give us a net number.
Right.
The player with the higher net number wins on rack differential.
And I know I shouldn't say this, but do we have that number?
Well, we don't have a final number because we have to wait for the outcome of these next 2 matches to see if it even gets that far.
Okay. So therefore, that's going to lessen the suspense because we really don't know what even the possibilities are. So let's just take a look at this match for what it's worth now.
Exactly.
Because, if Shane wins this match, he's going to win the group, and you can bet he's going to give it all he can to win this match.
Right.
Now, this match carries an extra value here, the interest, is that Shane played a challenge match with Co early in the tournament, the Kamui Challenge.
Yeah.
And he was defeated in that match.
That's right.
And in that match, he was able to attain a pretty good lead, an 8-3 lead.
Yep.
And he wasn't able to hold on to it.
That's right. And you can be sure he's not only stinging from that, but I think he's also stinging a little bit from the fact that he knows how important it is to win this match, because even if he wound up with the same record as the other guy, he'd lose because he lost head-to-head to the guy right now.
Right.
So it's pretty much all in for Shane here. If he doesn't win this match, he has to rely on 2 sets of circumstances to happen in order to get into this 3-way tiebreaker. But like you said, he's got a little extra incentive because the way he started out that challenge match the other night, we thought it was almost a cinch he was going to win. And you and I did the commentary on it, and we saw that there was very much un-Shane-like play the second half of that match.
He seems really intense as I watch him walk around the table here. It seems to me that he has a lot more energy in this match than he did with the challenge match. For some reason, he looks like he's a little bit better prepared for this match.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, he's had some time to rest, and I don't know the details behind the challenge match. I'm just assuming everybody, the fact that it was a challenge match, that each player was guaranteed a certain amount by the sponsor of the event, which was Kamui, and maybe there was an added amount for whoever came out on top. It was more of an exhibition type match, but there was a lot of pride at stake.
Absolutely.
And I think that was every bit as important, if not more so,
Absolutely.
than the dollars involved.
I agree. So therefore, with that understanding, I would think that Shane really put forth a great effort to win that challenge match, and he didn't do it.
That's right. That's
You know,
right. And
maybe it was a kind of pressure that was different than the
yeah,
pressures.
different than he's normally used to in tournament play or in
Right.
gambling matches. Sure. And these two also met up last year here in our U.S. Open 8-ball event, and I don't remember the outcome, but I know it was a pretty tight match. And they've also banged heads many times through Shane's travels overseas. But the difference today, Billy, versus the challenge match is the challenge match was winner breaks.
Right.
So no one's going to get a chance to hit him with a 5-pack here. At least not, running 5 racks. You might win 5 racks in a row.
Well, I don't think that the winner break ever really carried any significance in the final score of that first match because no one ran more than 2 or 3 racks anyway.
That's correct. That's absolutely correct. By the way, I do want to. Well, let's watch Copigny break here.
Nice.
Oh,
Look at the cue ball action.
One in the corner.
Very nice cue ball.
Oh, beautiful. Look at this layout.
Nicely
Just the
positioned,
4
too.
ball, Billy, is the only issue. And if it passes the 10 in the lower right corner, the 3 lays good to get there. If he can get to the 3 in the side.
Man, it's tough to get to that 4.
Yeah.
He's got some problems going from the 3 to the 4. That's not.
Well, if he could get a good angle on the 3 to go between the 4 and the 7, he'd have either the lower right corner or the right-hand side.
I kind of like playing position for the 3 in the pocket. He's standing in front of right here. I think that if he plays position for the 3 in the lower right-hand corner, then the cue ball will then come naturally toward the 4 in the same corner. Now, that's a possibility. He can play position for the 3 in the lower right corner, or he can play position for the 3 in the side, but he wants to cut it into the side, then go in between the 8 and the 10 with the cue ball, and then back up that way.
Or simply roll forward between the 4 and the 7.
Oh, he's gone too far down for the angle that I suggested.
Yeah, he might just be able to punch it forward, Billy, to the cushion. And I do believe the 4 will pass the 10. He should be able to cheat the pocket a little bit here. And now he can play the 4 in the side.
Oh, the side. Okay, the
Yeah.
side was available. Yeah.
Right.
Was the corner available as well?
I think
don't
it was,
know,
but I
yeah.
don't think he had the angle on the 3 to play for the corner. He would have needed to go more at the 7 ball. Because I think the corner was the better pocket for getting on the 5. Now he has to use the 8 to stop the cue ball, which he's done. And now it doesn't look like the 9's going to impede the cue ball at all. He may have to just stop right there for the 6. I'm not sure if he can go forward or not. I think he's got to stop it, Bill.
And he did that. Now he almost, I don't know if he wants to play for the corner with the 7 or
I
not.
would. I'd stop. I'd play 6 stop, 7 stop. He may draw it back. Yeah, I think that just played a lot easier. It took all the risk out of shooting the 7 ball and having to deal with the side.
He's going to get real close to the 8 here. Oh, that's not that close.
Oh, he's got a nice draw angle here. Notice how softly he hits the cue ball on a shot like that, but how much he gets out of it because he goes through it so well.
Yeah, I noticed that, but I also noticed how beautifully he positioned the cue ball in terms of speed to get to the correct spot. In other words, that particular shot, that intermediate draw shot when you have to draw 3 to 4 feet, is not an easy shot. but he made it appear quite easy. He ended up perfect on the 9.
He
Nicely executed shot. This is rack number 2. Match is tied up 1 game apiece. And I expect this to be a really tightly played match between these two guys. You know, when they play an alternate break, and I really like. And I was at Bobby Cotton. Do I like an alternate break as opposed to a winner break? And my answer to that was I prefer to watch two good players play alternate break because I think it's more of a test of a person's will. Because when you play alternate break, matches are closer. And when matches are closer, there's more of a demand to respond to the challenge. I like that better than watching someone run 3 or 4 or 5 racks.
Right.
Because sometimes when you watch, like a one-sided affair, it gets kind of boring.
It's no interest.
10-3, 10-4, you want to go, look at something else. But whenever you're watching a tightly fit match, when both players are tight throughout the whole match, 5-4, 6-5, 6-6, that's the kind of match I like because that's where the pressure comes into play. That type of match builds character, and I like that when I watch two top players.
I agree with you, and I think it's a much truer test of the better player on that particular day at that particular time because you have to factor in emotions and demons and all of that goes along with it.
A lot more pressure when you play alternate break.
Right.
Because you have to respond to the challenge every time you have an opportunity off of your break because when you're giving up the break the next time, you're an underdog.
Absolutely.
So therefore, it's just a more taxing match. It's a more interesting, usually much closer. I like it that way.
Yeah, I do too. I want to give everybody a quick update what's going on between Bustamante and Corey Deuel on the outer table. That's a Group D match from started at 3 o'clock, and it's now 7-6 Corey, and he's at the table. He did have Bustamante 6-3 down. Busty caught him at 6-6. Corey got one back now. He leads 7-6, and he's at the table. But back here to the important stuff for the moment. And it looks like, is he going across the side here,
I think
Billy?
he's going to play the one. Well, he is going. I didn't. What did he do? What did he try to do there?
He tried to make it cross side and force follow the cue ball, and he's going to pay dearly for it.
I didn't really like that shot. When I looked at him addressing the table, I said, what would I do if I were he? I said, now he has an awkward angle on the bank. The two balls positioned also awkwardly down this end of the table. He's got two problems with the shot. He's got a problem with pocketing the bank and attaining a shot on the 2. He had a good safety there.
Sure.
He could have positioned the one ball behind the 9,
And
10.
slid the cue ball
and
down.
send the cue ball near where the 3 is.
Yeah, I
On
agree.
the other side of the table. I thought that was a much better shot, especially the way he played it with inside English. He missed the bank by 6 inches. Wasn't even close.
Well, I think what he was trying to do was shorten the bank up with the speed. But with hitting the cue ball high, you're not going to do that.
Yeah, well, when hitting high, you're going to shorten it up more. I agree. But it just was just too difficult of a shot because he had to be concerned with a lot of things that were difficult. I didn't particularly care for his judgment on that shot.
Yeah. Nice cross corner there on the 1 by Copigny. It was the only way to hold the angle for the 2. Unfortunately, it looks like he's pretty straight in on the deuce, Billy.
No, he's not straight in. Matter of fact, he's got to cut it to his right. If he was straight in, if he was straight in, he would draw it straight back and end up where he is now. Now, that's where he wants to end up, but I think he's got to go to his left with the cue ball. Let's see what he does.
Well, if he does, maybe he can stun it beyond the 5. I guess you're right. He's going to draw it just maybe barely missing the 10.
So he had the little bad angle. If he would have drew it back, he may have drawn it into the 10.
Yeah.
And that's what he was afraid of, and he didn't want to take that chance. Wisely so. I wouldn't have taken it either. He's got a big ball with the 3-8 combination there. He can hit this a lot of different ways and pocket the 8.
I like 3 rails with the cue ball here, but he, well, I guess he saw it a little bit better than I did from up here, and the 3 wasn't going to travel that far.
Now, the 6 is to the left of the 10 ball, and it's kind of like in a tough position. So he's going to have to play pretty good position on the 5. He wants to get close to the 5. Nope, he's not opting to do that. No, he's going to have to hit this with a nice, good stroke, Kenny, to get back.
Right, because when he shoots the 6, he does not want to have to deal with the 10.
No, he's going to have to try to get back there. That's why I thought that he would
Yeah.
try to get closer to the 5.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had the ability, considering the position of the 7, but now he's got to come with a pretty good shot. Nicely executed. There's that draw
That
shot
same 3-foot draw shot, yeah.
Now, that shot isn't that easy to execute, and he makes it appear that it is, but don't fool yourself. It isn't. Nicely executed shot.
What you notice on a shot like that, too, it's almost a little delayed reaction on the cue ball, too. And you can do that with this Cyclop cue ball. It's a little tougher to do that with that measle ball. It grabs quicker.
So the two players out there, at least at this stage of the match, and I know it's quite early, he's the guy that I feel is much more comfortable at the table.
Well, based on what Shane did with that one ball,
Absolutely.
you'd have to say that.
I didn't like his decision there at all.
All right, rack number 3 goes to Copigny. He takes a 2-1 lead. Bustamante is at the table on the 9 ball, trailing 7-6 to Corey Deuel.
But has a difficult shot
Really
on the
tough.
9.
He sure does. And he swished it. And he's got a beautiful shot here at the 10 to tie things up. A little longer maybe than he wants to, but you'd expect Boosty to make that, to force that match to 7-7.
And after falling behind in the Bustamante match, 6-3, or was it?
Yeah,
Now it's 7-7. You know he's the player with the momentum.
absolutely.
You know, and racing
Yeah.
the 9, you have to make him. You'd have to make him a pretty good favorite here because he was able to surmount that 3-game deficit playing alternate break, which is very difficult. So therefore, he must be feeling pretty good about his position now, 7 apiece. You know, going into this match, I thought that Van Boening was the underdog in this match.
Well, I think based on what we saw the other day and so forth, you'd probably be pretty accurate in that assessment.
And I know it's very difficult to make Van Boening an underdog against anyone in the world, particularly
Especially
playing
the
10
10
ball.
ball.
Right.
Right.
But for some reason, it's just something my gut told me. Yeah, I think Van Boening is a little bit of a dog in this matchup because he just got beaten up by the guy after, you know, accumulating a 5-game advantage in a race to 21.
I think there's maybe just even a little sense of embarrassment there too.
I think there's a lot of doubt now.
Well, it's also, you know, there's so much pride, so much ego.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at that break.
Nicely
Watch the cue
struck.
ball. Okay. Well, he's got a shot at the 1 in the side.
And he's got a good shot, too.
But does the 2 pass the 3? Because the best
No.
he could do is hold the cue ball there. If he can't come forward, I don't think he's going to run into the 9. He may have to wind up playing. Well, I don't know if the 2 even banks cross side because of the 4 ball.
I don't think it banks cross side.
Yeah.
And if the angle that he has on the 1 suggests that he's going to go into the 9 with the cue ball, he's got another problem, like you said.
Unless he doesn't, unless he can come forward towards the 4-8 with the cue ball, and we see the angle wrong, or even graze the inside of the 9 to send the cue ball in that direction.
No, he has another choice here, Kenny, and
Safe behind the 9?
That would be to play the 1 on the side, and then play safe off the 2, sending the cue ball behind the 10.
I see.
You know, he could have that as a possible option. He should consider that. You know, it doesn't seem like he has anything really that clear as far as running out. I mean, there doesn't seem like there's any sure-cut way of running out from here. So I pocket the 1 on the side and play safe off the 2, stay in control of the table.
Yeah, see, I thought if he could come forward near the 8, he would try to do so and take the cut. Now, I actually think he may be able to get his Q-tip on the proper side of this cue ball because I don't think it's as close to the 8 as it may appear on your screen at home. I bet there's a good ball's width between the 2 balls.
And I think
just a high ball over and back here, maybe a hair of inside.
Right. You know, the big advantage he had with the position he ended up with was, like you said, he was able to hit the cue ball on the side where he wanted to hit it on. So therefore, that shot wasn't any, it didn't hamper his bridge, his sight at all. It was very convenient, matter of fact, and he made it appear such.
Here's another precision draw stroke he needs, Billy, for that 4 on the side. Look at how well he struck that.
And it's very, very difficult to draw the ball as accurately in terms of the speed, I might add, in terms of the speed as accurately as he does.
And he was 5 feet from the object ball, too.
Looks like he may have ended up with slightly an off angle, may have drawn it a little bit too much.
Well, maybe he'll go beyond the 5 if he misses the 8.
Yeah,
Yep.
he could. Yes, that's what he did.
Yep.
That's what he did.
Okay, now we may not be able to get this cue ball much off the cushion, Bill.
But that's okay. He can play the 7 in the side.
Yeah, I
He'll
like
draw
it.
it back to where it is now.
I like it in the side because you're going towards the 8 that way. About a 1.5 foot draw. Well, maybe underdrew it just a touch, but
Well, he's fine.
he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's fine. As a matter of fact, he's going to end up with a real nice shot on the 8 with the correct angle. Wow.
Billy, he
Talking
came
about
up.
unforeseen things.
He
wow.
kind of raised up a little bit. It's the first time we've seen anything like that out of him.
Who would
And
have
that is
expected that?
that could be a tremendous swing in this match, momentum-wise, if Shane can take advantage of this.
This isn't automatic because
No.
the line he's on now sends the cue ball toward the 8. So he's going to have to put a little spin on this with a nice soft spin.
Yeah, and that's what he did. You know, when Copigny shot the 7, Billy, it almost appeared that he, I guess, for lack of a better term, he rushed it a little bit. It just
I don't
didn't.
know what happened.
It just didn't seem like he took his normal, patient approach, and he kind of jabbed at it a little bit. That's why I said I thought he needed to get that cue ball back another inch or so.
You know, but it's something that's really not characteristic of the way he plays. You know, I really have a lot of confidence in his ability to think at the table. I really think he's really an intelligent player. He's not a careless player at all. And to see him miss a shot like that really surprised me.
Well, even the best of them go brain dead every now and then, Billy. We've seen it over and over again all week. But a very big game for Shane to steal right from under Copigny's cue stick.
But I do know this about Pin, is that he's a very resilient player. Stuff like that, I think he can shake off a lot easier, quicker than most other players.
I think a lot of that, too, Billy, is related to their culture. And we've seen over the years how many Asian players have we seen that never seem to have big emotional swings at the pool table. They never get, at least externally, super upset. They don't act out.
Working for
Right, it's part of the culture too. And I think that always bodes well for them as well as Filipinos too. But I think the Chinese, the Taiwanese, the Japanese players very much very reserved, very not overly impressed with themselves, even if they're great.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
You know, they're humble.
It's not like me.
Look at me.
That's
That's right.
It's not
That's
like
right.
Me.
That's right.
And I totally agree with that. You know, it's actually a built-in advantage they have.
Yeah. Well, that's the Shane break that he's been famous
He's-
for.
and he got that
He got
kiss.
the bump. Yep, he
Yep.
can see it.
He got that bump. Better word. He got that bump that he wanted.
Okay, you know what the trouble here is going to be is the 3 to the 4 a little bit, and the 4 to the 5, because he needs a big angle on the 4.
Yeah.
And with the 10 where it is, Billy, you know, playing the 3 from way down table where you'd expect maybe the cue ball's going to wind up, it's going to play a little tougher unless he tries to get on the other side of the 4 beyond the side pocket.
And the angle that he's been left with on the 1 is limited on what he can do.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think he's going to have to take a longer shot on the 3, which is going to give him more difficulty in getting to the 4 with the angle needed to play the 5.
Exactly. A lot of work in front of him here. A lot of work. Wow.
Well, he got pretty close to it from where he was.
Rail first, I think he's going to go here. He's going to play
No,
rail. I think rail first.
I
here.
don't think so. I think he's drawing it under the 10, or he's going beyond the side, like I said originally. Well, he hit it way too fat, and it slowed the cue ball right
See,
down.
I kind of like rail first. It's natural. You end up maybe around the 1.5 diamond mark on the long rail. And I think it's easier to control the speed of that shot, too, because you're right there. You know, you don't want to shoot it down the other corner.
Yeah.
Maybe that's...
We knew he was going to bank that in.
No,
make
he's
it.
got
And
a
of
big
course,
pocket
he's got
here.
he's got a huge pocket, and he doesn't really have to worry too much about where the 7 goes because the 6 is laying pretty good for him. He doesn't want to bump into the 6 here. He wants to go between the 6 and the 9 with the cue ball.
But he wants to make the ball.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta just put more emphasis on pocketing the ball.
Right.
Well, he's lucky he didn't get that double kiss.
Yeah.
Now, what you said, Walker, he was fortunate the 6 didn't end up, or 7 end up behind the 9
Yeah.
too. That's how poorly he hit that shot. So he took, he took advantage of the sideboard with the 7, and it almost cost him.
Yep. Meanwhile, on the outer table, Francisco did not get out at 7-7, and Corey just won the game for an 8-7 lead. Corey's taking a timeout to go to the restroom. So we'll keep you up to date on that action when that resumes. Meanwhile, Shane's 3 balls away from his first lead in the match.
Nice speed. Yeah, those are the type of shots that play so comfortable for top players. They just know what's... Oh, he didn't stroke that very well at all. He's gotten a little further away from the 10, but this shouldn't be a problem.
Well, if he doesn't make this, he's not in a frame of mind to win this match. Beautiful. Head down,
Very nice.
never moved.
Very nice.
Yep.
This is rack number 5. Van Boening does take a 1-game lead, 3 games to 2. Ko is in the chair, probably not thinking about much other than, you know, how comfortable he is, and whenever he gets back to the table, how nicely he can play. Yeah, like I mentioned, Pinyi was just comfortably sitting in his chair, you know, and now he's going to address the table in preparation to open up the balls in rack number 6. Pinyi is a very controlled break. You have to really appreciate the way he breaks the balls. He's got beautiful control of the cue ball. He hits the 1 ball squarely just about every time. And he's done it again. Notice the cue ball straight back. He's going to get a shot on the 1. And all other balls seem to have...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they have seemed to have taken their places quite nicely. This looks like almost a throw-in rack. 1 to the 2, okay.
Yeah.
He wants to end up maybe center table for the 2, playing position for the lower left-hand corner.
Yeah,
He's got the angle to do that.
And one nice part of this, too, is the 6 ball hanging right there. The 7 was made on the break, so it's an easy transition from the 6 to the 8. You're not going to have to go very far with the cue ball because you're going to have to get on the other side of the 9, of course, after you play the 5 to play the 6, but you won't have to do a lot of traveling with the cue ball. I think right here is really the key to the rack, is
I
getting
agree.
good on the 2
I
to
agree.
get you in line for the rest of them. Yeah.
Now, the angle that he's left himself with on the 1 suggests that it's too thin for him to hold it for the corner
Yeah,
pocket. Now, he's trying to do that. He doesn't want to overrun his mark. Perfectly positioned cue ball, Kenny. Notice the 3-ball position underneath the 4, and the angle that he has on the 2 sends him down the line perfectly for the 3.
Yep.
Now he's trying to figure out what he's going to do with the 5. He's
Right.
not worried about the 2, 3, or
Right.
4. He's worried about where he needs to be on the 4 to get to the ideal position for the 5.
I think straight in on the 5 in either corner pocket will work, Billy. If he plays it in the corner here by the 10, he can draw a little bit. If he plays it in the upper corner, he can follow.
I like getting on top of the 4, cutting the 4 to the right, which will send the cue ball in perfect line. Okay, now he didn't do that, so he's going to. This, I think, plays a little more difficult now.
Yeah, you're crossing the line here, but his cue ball control has been so good, Billy. It's hard to think he's not going to get there where he wants to go.
Well, I don't think he got
didn't.
where he wanted
No,
to go.
he didn't.
See, I like the other angle. After hitting the bottom cushion,
Yeah, because you're going
you
at
go
it
toward the 5
That's what I
on
said.
that line of position.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he had the ability to even get to where I suggested he should go 2 on the 4. If he did, he certainly wasn't, mindful of that possibility. And now he's found himself, uncharacteristically and rarely in a difficult position created by himself. He don't really create situations like this, and.
You've got to make a commitment here to go one way or the other. I don't know if it lays good enough, Billy, to just sort of bunt the 5 and make a carom and drop that 6.
What's he going to do how's he going to control the 5? I don't
Well,
think
he's not
so.
going to hit it very firm.
I don't think so. He's
Well,
playing the
a
combination.
3-ball combination
Now
where
he's
the
gotta
5's going to have to be tough to control. You don't want it to come up here and get under the 10.
He's going to have to control the cue ball as well. So therefore, he's got a lot of concerns here for controlling both the 5 and the cue ball. Let's see how well he does, because he's committed himself to playing the combination. Let's see how well he does with it. He's going to have a problem controlling it.
Oh, boy, what a fortunate
I don't
bump
know.
that is.
I don't know. Is it okay?
Oh, yeah. I think it's okay as long as the 9 can go in the side. I was worried that he was going to put the 9 in a funny spot. And if it can be made in the side, it's going to be a lot easier from here, over and back.
Well, it was a type of a situation as far as Van Boening was thinking that, hey, now I got a chance get to the table, because he's not really good on the 5 after playing that combination. And some bad things can happen. So that's what Van Boening was probably thinking. But it didn't happen the way Van Boening was hoping it would. He ended up with a shot on the 5. He didn't have to, but he did.
Well, the 9 must go in the side, or he wouldn't have played
Watch
it like
out.
this.
This could be funny here.
Oh, boy.
Well, if the 9 is...
Now it's tougher in the side, believe me.
I don't think
maybe
he can go
he was
on the
playing for
side.
the corner all the way.
I don't think he can go on the side.
You might be right. You might be right.
Yeah, and he really has that "what did I do" look on his face
He does.
now. That's a look that I have never seen before. It's that, I'm not really doing the things that I should be doing, and I don't know why. Look.
Well, I think it all goes back to the thought process he must have had when he was on the 3 to get the angle to the 4. You had suggested a different angle, which would have played to the 5 a lot easier. And ever since then, it's been a struggle. I really don't think he can risk shooting this in the corner. I think the point is really going to come into play from this angle, or you're going to overcut the ball because you're subconsciously trying to miss the point. And this isn't one that you can force through the point into the side either. He's really given this a long study, Bill.
Man, he's in a tough spot here. I was thinking possibly he can cut it in the corner, and I think that's what he's going to end up doing.
Oh,
He's pointed to the
yep.
corner. This shot has to be hit perfectly, and if it isn't, it's not going to go. And if it is, it's going to be one beautiful shot.
And he still has to take a little care with the cue ball. See, he overcut it, Billy, because he was worried about the point.
Yeah, you have to get by that point.
That's right. If you don't, you're not going to make it. So That's what makes that ball play so tough. Well, he certainly shot himself in the foot there. He had a gorgeous rack to play. He made the first beautiful one ball, got good on that deuce, got the right angle that you suggested to come down. The 3-4 were right there.
Yeah, it was all about getting that angle off the 4 to the 5.
Right.
That's what it was all about there.
Nice little stroke there by Shane. And
Actually,
now from
Van Boening shot 3 shots, won 2 games.
yeah,
He shot the 10, and now he shot the 9 and 10.
yep.
So with 3 shots, he's won 2 games, and is scoring now at the game 6. Van Boening 4-2.
That was big. That was really big. By the way, on the other table, Corey 8-7 and at the table shooting the 4 ball. He made the 4. And he's okay on the 5. That's the second match for Corey and Francisco. I know Francisco won his first match. I don't recall how Corey did in his first one. But they play again tomorrow in the morning, either the 11 a.m. or the 1 p.m. round. This is Group A that's playing now. Well, that's Shane and Pinico's match is half of Group A. The other half is Torsten and Warren. And they'll play right after Corey and Francisco finish up over there. Then at 7 o'clock tonight, we're scheduled for the Group B last round. And then Group C finishes at 11 a.m., Group D at 1 p.m., and then we'll go to the semifinals at 3 and 5, finals at 7 tomorrow night. Okay, 4-2 and breaking.
You know, I noticed one thing about Shane in this particular match that he's doing that he wasn't doing in the challenge match, and I thought that he should have been doing in the challenge match, and that is he's putting a lot of power into the break here. He wasn't doing that in the challenge match, and I think that's what gave him the edge playing 10 ball. He was able to put balls down with the power and control the cue ball and the 1 ball. And I don't know why he abandoned that in that challenge match. I was kind of surprised to see him do that, but he's picked that back up in this match here. But that's not what has caused him to accumulate this 4-2 advantage.
No,
it's just that's the difference.
He's had help here to get to this advantage, but with the exception of the ridiculous 1 ball cross side shot that Shane played, he's played well so far.
Well, he hasn't had that much playing.
Well, but he's done what he's done everything he needed to do.
Right. So,
he hasn't made any, other than the 1 ball, he hasn't made any unforced errors.
There's that draw shot. Nope, he didn't get the stroke behind that.
Yeah, well, he's probably still a little tight from gagging up that 9 ball last time, Billy, and butchering that rack. So
he's got a nice angle on the 2 to drop the 3 in the side. So he just cut the 2 in, go cross table, come off that side cushion, sending the cue ball in between the 3-10 for position for the 3 in the side. Didn't quite get the action off that rail that he anticipated. Now he's found himself with a slightly steeper cut on the 3. He's got to go 2 cushions around, but he's got to end up with a nice angle on the 4 to drop for that awkwardly positioned 5.
I like a 3 rail angle off the 4, Billy. He didn't quite get enough to do that. Now he's going to have to bring it back underneath the 8 ball. Would you think that?
Well, he can do either.
Come straight across,
either
too.
because of the position of
the
7.
7. Yeah, the 7's right in front of the side.
See, I think this is more natural here.
Well, I like 3 rails. I just didn't know if he had enough angle to get there, but he certainly did. He's nice and close to this ball. This one I don't think he'll miss.
Well, it's missable.
It is,
it's
but
missable.
I think it's a little easier. It's not on the cushion, and he's 3 inches from it.
I think he's got to hit it with a little bit of speed.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah.
So he's got to hit that shot with a
he
little
couldn't
speed.
he couldn't hit the 9 ball before with that kind of speed. He was too afraid of the point. Oh, look, the 6 is tucked under the 9. Billy, neither one of us saw it.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. Neither one of us saw it. But he looks pretty straight, but that's okay. The 7's laying well for him.
Oh, wow, he mishit that. Oh, I thought that he did. I thought it was going to be too much speed.
Yeah.
But obviously I was wrong there.
Yeah, just draw this over. You don't want to go 2 rails and flirt with the 9-ball. Okay, by the way, Corey Deuel did win that match 9-7 over Bustamante. So it's Torsten Homan and Warren Kiamko going to be coming up right over there, and going to go do the player introductions for them between racks here, and then I will be back with you, Billy.
And with the pocketing of the 10, Pinyi will now trail by only 1 game in the match, 4 games to 3. Now there looks to be probably 200 people watching this match. I think the capacity for this particular match, as far as the bleachers are concerned, is around 300 people, maybe a little more. I think there's over 200 watching the match now, so that's a pretty good turnout for a 5 o'clock match. And usually around this time, people are out trying to eat or doing other things, maybe playing a little blackjack, but not a bad turnout at all here. Very high interest match here with these 2 players.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, while the players are warming up over here on table number 2, and we have a timeout here on the TV table, it gives me an opportunity to introduce the players, so they'll be ready to get right underway as soon as they finish their warm-up racks. So with that being said, I'd like to go ahead and offer up these introductions to these 2 great champions. Our first player from Jacksonville, Florida. This gentleman is a former BCA Open 9-ball champion. He's a World Cup of Pool champion. He holds 2 World 9-ball titles, 3 World Straight Pool titles, and he's the #1 ranked player in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Sponsored by CueSports, Lucasi, Kamui, and Simonis. It's the Hitman. Please welcome Torsten Homan. Thank you very much. And his opponent from Alabang in the Republic of the Philippines. This gentleman's a former Asian 9-ball champion. He holds 2 U.S. bar table 9-ball titles. He also is the winner last year of the Houston Open and the Texas Open, among his accomplishments. Sponsored by Tiger Products, please welcome the Warrior. It's Warren Kiamko. Okay, gentlemen, you can finish your warm-ups and get underway. Good luck to both of you. And your official in charge of both these matches is Mr. Darryl Farley, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, we're going to have the second half of Group A now underway on the outer table. Warren and Torsten. Back here, it's 4-3 in favor of the South Dakota kid. And once again, to just remind you what's at stake here, if Shane wins this match, he wins the group and advances to the semifinals. If he does not win the match, then Ko Pinyi will win the group if Warren Kiamko loses to Torsten. If Warren wins against Torsten, we will then have a three-way tie amongst Shane, Kopinyi, and Warren Kiamko, and we'll go to tiebreakers. So we'll get back to that if and when that possibility occurs. Meanwhile, rack number 8.
Nice cue ball once again. He gets very, very consistent action with the positioning of the 1 off of the break. If you notice, after every time Yi Pin breaks the balls, that 1 ball stops right around the area that it's in now. So therefore, all he needs to do is pocket a ball on the break, and he should have some sort of a shot on the 1. He's pretty thin on the 1 here. 2 ball positioned on the same rail as the 1 on the other side of the table. He's got a dual problem here of pocketing the 1, that's his first problem, and then controlling the speed of his shot to come up with a shot on the 2. Now the 9 ball is positioned in between the 2 in the 7 ball. You see it?
Yeah.
So therefore he has to make sure that he clears the 9 and ends up with a shot on the 2. That's not going to be easy.
Well, I'm thinking, Billy, he's just going to go over and back, stay on the far side of the 7 ball, and just take the long straight in on the 2, because the 3's out in the middle of the table, and it's got 4 or 5 pockets it can go in.
But does the speed of the shot lay so that he can do that?
I think
1, 2. Nicely executed.
How sweet did he hit that?
Nicely executed.
And he managed to get himself just a little bit of an angle where he has options now which way to go to the 3. I like drawing the cue ball maybe 1.5 feet, 2 feet, where I could play the 3 in the side, and I think that'll get me more easily to the 5. What do you see?
I think in the corner.
You like it in the corner? Okay.
Looks like he's going
2
either
rails?
Either that or on the left-hand side, the other side.
I don't know if it passes the 9. If it does, that would be nice. Needs it off the cushion.
Right, off the cushion.
Well,
he needs to be off the cushion.
Yeah, he's going to have to elevate if he wants to play this in the side.
Is he playing it in the other side? The cue ball goes away from the 5. This way, the cue ball will go toward the 5. He can't do it leveling off.
He can't go forward because he risks running into the 7 ball. Yeah. And then if he misses the 7, well, then what's he got to use? Inside and come 2 rails out? I mean,
no, he's going to have to come. He's going to have to come with a pull shot here.
Yeah.
He's going to have to go toward the 5 with the cue ball here. He's going to elevate. He has to go to make a clean hit on the 3, and the cue ball will then go toward the 5. It could hit the 5. It could hit the 8. So that's the direction he's going to go.
And the speed has to be just right.
That's the direction he's going to go.
If he hits it flat, it's good.
And you know what? He turned out perfect. It passes the 8. He's got a pocket. He made that shot look fairly easy, but it was a very difficult shot, and it looks like he's got a reward for it too. It goes in the corner. I don't even know what he's looking at here. He would like to see it go on the side. That way he can get a little more relief shooting the 7 on the 6.
But you know, if it goes in the corner, I think that's the place to play it, just because of cue ball control.
Now this is what he's going to do here. He's going to shoot away from it and use English to put it in.
Yep.
That way he can go to the center of the table with the cue ball.
It's going to graze the rail coming in, though. But it was so close to the rail to begin with, he knew he could slide it down and the pocket would still accept it.
Yeah, he was definitely close enough to that ball to hit it as accurately as he envisioned hitting it.
Well, here the difficulty is normally you'd go side rail, and out, but the 8 ball is impeding that. So he may have to just hit this with a low right and kill it.
Tough shot because of the speed of the shot.
Yeah.
Didn't lay that good. I believe he played shape for the side.
He did. He just came a little short.
But I think he's okay.
He's got a natural 3 rails to the 8.
See, the shot he just executed from the 5 to the 7 or from the 6 to the 7, whatever it was, you're better off playing for the side because the speed going across table is hard to hold for the corner. So when you try to hold that shot for the corner, you lose accuracy with the hit, and that often creates a problem for you, and that's usually your undoing. But not with this guy right here. He's too smart for that. Match is tied up, 4 games apiece.
Yeah, Shane's 2-game lead has evaporated, but it is Shane's break.
Even though
He
you're
better
playing,
hold serve.
yeah, even though you're playing position on the 7 for a smaller pocket, it makes the pocketing of the 6 a lot easier. So therefore, it's more than a fair trade-off.
Well, heck, if you don't make the 6, it doesn't matter.
That's exactly right. You know, and it was a semi-tough shot to begin with.
It was.
Hitting with it is a natural ball.
He admittedly got a fortunate bump on the 5 for it to, if that 5 rolls out another 1/4 inch, it doesn't pass in the corner. He's faced with a real tough cut in the side. But those things have to happen for you to beat opponents of this caliber.
Hey, you're playing a game, that a lot of unforeseen things are going to happen. There's a little bit of luck involved when you're playing 10 ball, But like I've said a countless number of times, is luck just a residue of skill. Therefore, even though he got a fortuitous little kiss off that 5, he couldn't have done it unless he executed the 3 well enough to get it.
Right.
So therefore, there's a lot to be said about the ability and the skill needed to do certain things in order to get lucky.
Got to control the cue ball here.
No, he
He
pocketed the
did.
ball.
9 ball. No. He's got 1 ball down.
Wow, he's going to be shooting over top of the 7 here.
Yeah.
The
And
3 and the 3 and the.
It's the 6.
The 6 are
Yeah,
tied up?
it's the 6. Yeah. The 3 may go in the side, Billy, but that's a long way from right now because he can't do much with this cue ball except float it forward and take a long 2.
Now the position the cue ball is in relation to the 7. He's got to shoot over the top of that 7. He's going to get way up in the air, and he's going to have to hit the top of the cue ball. That's going to be very difficult, unless I'm seeing the angle wrong.
No, I don't think you are. He may have a little bit more of the cue ball than it appears, but not much. I think all he can do is make this and go forward a foot. Oh, he was able to get more of the cue ball than we thought. Now, if the 3 doesn't go in the side, he's got the perfect angle to go into him.
But the problem with going into him is that, he doesn't have to end up with a shot.
No.
If he goes into the 6 ball on the outside of it, he's going to push it, maybe the 3 as well, toward the rail. He's not going to have anything, maybe a bank on the 3, unless he draws it back for position on the 3 in the same pocket he's playing the 2 in.
I think that's his plan, Billy.
If he could do that, that's what he's going to do, because no reason to go into the balls here if you can control the cue ball for another shot.
But the speed necessary to get the cue ball to the cushion and not go out too far so the 3 can still be made, I think it's not going to lay well for the angle that it's going to come off the 2 ball with. In other words, I think you need a bigger glance to get there, and that means the cue ball may have to wind up hitting the rail and going into the 3-6 and pushing it forward, and then no telling what would happen as far as being able to pocket the 3.
Okay, well, in either case, Kenny, what he has available to him is a tough pull shot, no matter if he plays it for the breakout or for position for the 3 in the same pocket. It's going to be a tough pull shot either way.
Yeah, I still think you have to go into the balls here straight on like that and do the best you can before you shoot now to predict where you're going to hit the 6 and what's going to happen. Ideally, if he could hit only the 3 with the cue ball, he might get a better result, but I don't know that he can do that.
I kind of like this. I kind of like playing the 2 in the corner with a high ball, hitting it with a little more speed, and either hitting the 7 or the 6 or the 3 hard enough to go to the rail and back out again, sending the cue ball to the bottom rail and back up. I kind of like that shot better, because now you can increase the accuracy of the shot by hitting it with a good stroke, and you're going to go into the 3 or the 6, and the cue ball after hitting those balls is going to go to the bottom rail. I kind of like that shot.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does here. Well, he went to the side rail and back out. That was another option that I didn't
Yeah.
notice he had, but it was a very, very intelligent one.
Well, I had suggested he might be able to do that and push the 6 or the 3 forward. What I was concerned about was he would push it where it wouldn't be able to go into a pocket. Now I think he can cut it in the corner here, or he could slice it in the side. It all depends on which path he wants for the cue ball. In the side, I think he's flirting with the 10 a little bit. In the corner, he's got to go 3 rails.
Well, if he goes to the side, he should play position for the 4 in the lower left corner.
Yeah.
One rail up
Yeah,
for the 4.
and he'll have to hit it with a little bit of a center ball or a little above to miss the 10. I think it's in the corner, 3 rails around the 9 ball. Beautifully done.
And once you get off that rail, he's got a nice angle now, it appears from my vantage point, to draw it back, play shape for the 5 in the same pocket. Now he has to make sure he gets back far enough because he wants to get straight in on the 5.
Right.
I think he's done a real nice job with that shot. That shot wasn't easy at all, and he had to get back that far in order to come up with a pretty good shot to keep the cue ball in check for the 7. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, I thought that the 7 was the 6. I keep getting that confused.
Well, he's still going to need a nice angle here to now you just float across the table. You just go forward here with a little bit of inside because he wants the cue ball 6-8 inches off the cushion for the 7. That's fine. A lot of players will lag this in, and I think that's not the right way to play it. I think you got to hit it with a little bit of firmness. Oh boy, how did he miss that ball? He hit it much too flush.
Sometimes that shot, like you said, I think he should hit with some firmness and go to the other rail and back out again. He said, well, he may have been caught in between those thought of trying to, stroke it in with a little English, hitting the ball more thickly, using his stroke and English to guide the ball, and I think that's why he hit it rough, because he put too much importance on spinning it in, as opposed to cutting it in.
Yes.
Cutting it in, he increases the speed of the cue ball.
Right. And it's such a shame because he did so well up to that point, coming with that 2 ball, behind the 3-6, cutting the 3 in, getting great on the 5. And all of that work is going to gain him absolutely nothing except some aggravation.
And this will be the 3rd consecutive game.
Right. From 4-2 ahead to 5-4 down. And it's going to be Copigny's break.
And this is like deja vu again. He's able to get that lead, but he doesn't seem to be able to hold it.
And I'm surprised because I felt that he was starting to play in Shane rhythm now after that bad 1 ball, and he did such nice work earlier in the rack. And I have to agree with you that I think the reason he missed that ball was he was, for lack of a better way to explain it, in his mind he was on the 50-yard line with which way to go.
I thought so too, like you could play that shot 2 different ways. You could play it the way you suggested, by cutting it in and going 2 cushions and making sure you get a nice crisp cut on the ball. I think you pick up your accuracy a little bit that way, but you widen the pocket with the speed that he hit it with by trying to spin it in, and he just didn't feel like going across the table with it for some reason.
You know what else could have happened there too, is that he hit it with the speed he intended to hit it, and he thought he was spinning the cue ball more than he actually did, and that's why he caught it fat.
Well, you shoot that shot to hit it fat so you can control
with the
cue
spin,
ball.
right? Well,
And when that ball is missed, it's usually missed in the fashion he missed it. He hit it too fat because that turn's not, you're not getting the turn you anticipate getting, you know. And that's why cutting it may be the better of the two shots because then it's all accuracy then, as opposed to feel. Shane's very antsy in his chair. He seems like he's very, very unsettled and disturbed about the problems with racking the balls, and it seems like it's angering him. You know, he doesn't really seem comfortable out there at all.
I think he's looking for excuses.
Well, he's creating them.
Yeah.
He's creating them.
Yeah.
You know,
He's letting these things get to him. I mean, there's been nothing inappropriate about the racking, and if Coe checks the rack and looks, I mean, Shane's been doing that too. And if there was a problem, he said something. You know, believe me, if it was 5-2 Shane, you wouldn't have seen that reaction.
I tell you what, he has definitely the better break in this match, at least in this match. He's been controlling that cue ball so well, and he's also controlling the one as well. So those two things as a combination is unbeatable.
Yeah.
If you can control the cue ball, control the one. If you can put a ball down with any
it's hard to
regularity,
lose control of the table. It's all in your own hands. How's that 3 in the side? Does it go nicely?
Yeah, I think that he has a pocket.
Okay, because it doesn't have to do much with the cue ball to get to the 4, so it's all about the angle on the 2 here. I like that. I like the middle of the table with the cue ball and cutting the 2 rather than trying to get where you're going to slide over for the 3, just because the 5's taking up such a big portion of the table there. I sort of like center of the table with the cue ball, cut the 2 and come this side of the 9 ball, long rail, long rail.
Is he going to spin to his right? I think he's going to draw it to his right 2 cushions.
2
here.
cushions at the 2.
I think he's going to do that.
He may be drawing it straight back.
Well, if he can do that, that's better.
Yeah.
But if he had to cut the ball to his left, I thought 2
yes,
cushions.
Because then he's coming at the 2. He's coming down the line.
I thought that he had the ability to do that, providing he had the angle.
Okay.
Now he's going to go under the 9 here. Nice soft stroke under the 9.
I was going to say, if anything was going to go wrong, it was going to be on that shot. And I'm really surprised that ball fell. He hit it pretty rough.
Yeah, but he hit it with pocket speed.
Well, he did hit it with pocket speed.
And when you hit that shot with a little outside English, you put a little helping English on the object ball, which, makes it even more pocketable.
Yeah, but he hit it with inside.
I don't know if he did that.
Well, how did he get where he is?
Huh?
If he couldn't have used outside and got where he was.
Because I think that the momentum, the forward momentum, he didn't hit it with much English.
Okay, I see. Well, all right. I can see what you're saying. The 2 might have been further down table than I thought it was.
Yeah,
so he could have used the outside English.
The high English.
And then it just wore off as he came across. Right. Okay. I wouldn't try to do too much with the cue ball here, except make sure it's not on the rail. I mean, he doesn't want a big angle on the 4 because he wants to sit up at this end of the table for the 5 in the side.
Small pocket.
He's hooked himself. He should have seen that possibility, and I don't think he did because he was too concerned with making the 5 off the 8. I would have preferred a little bit of low right there and just spin off the rail. But I could see why he did it, because he didn't want the big angle on the 4. But, he could have played the big angle on the 4, gone down table, shot the 5 in the corner the way he's been pocketing balls. It wouldn't have been a big deal. Now he's taken a game that he sure looked like he was going to win and has handed it to Shane, possibly, depending on what happens here.
He kicks really well,
Yeah, he's actually called the ball. This is a 2-rail kick, I believe.
No, right at it.
He did go right at it, and now it's going to be Shane's option.
Wasn't a bad shot. Look,
Yeah,
wasn't a
you're
bad
almost
shot.
you're forcing the guy to take this. There's no way he
Why,
can pass
does he
this
have
back.
an option?
Shane has the option because he co-made the ball in other than the intended pocket.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is pretty close to a pass.
Well, it's close, but
It's pretty close to a pass.
if you give this back to him and he runs out and leads you 6-4, you're going to go to your chair and want to shoot yourself.
Well, this is really.
But if you dog this, you're going to
take.
be in the same spot. Yeah, the best thing that could have happened to Pinyi Ko there, nice shot, drop, get by the 9, give him a shot because he made a good shot. I'm not
Really
rooting for the guy. I'm just saying he needed a reward for an excellent shot.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I thought it was close to a pass, because
Yep,
not
yep.
only do you got to make a good shot, you got to make another one now.
Well, yeah.
You know.
You may have to make another one after this too.
Yeah, you know what I mean? If
But-
if making a tough shot gives you natural position, okay.
Yeah.
But if making a tough shot gives you another tough shot, I don't know about stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's a little bit
Yeah.
clouded to
Yeah.
me.
It's like, would you like the electric chair or a lethal injection?
Well, yeah.
4 rails. Just missed the 10 ball though.
You got to overcut this.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he's going to
did.
be okay.
Yeah, I see.
He's going to be okay.
Stop. It did.
He's going to be okay. That was a great shot.
Was a tremendous shot, and he actually barely made the ball, so he didn't overcut it. He actually undercut it as far as center pocket is concerned, but that helped slow the cue ball down and give him this shot.
Yeah, well, what I meant when I said you got to overcut.
Well, you pro side.
I meant that when that shot is missed, it's usually undercut.
Yeah, it's usually hit
So
fat.
therefore, and
right.
it's usually missed. so I said, you got to cut it enough.
You were right on both occasions.
Oh my God, what is he doing? Well, he's just giving this match away, you know. He's giving this match away.
It's almost beyond explaining that he would miss that ball after the last 2 shots he made.
I think he's toast.
It's absolute concentration error.
I think he's toast. He's not going to kick this way. He's going to kick the
3.
wrong way.
You like 1 or 3?
I like the wrong way, 1 rail.
Yeah, because you probably take the scratch out of the occasion. If you go 3, you can follow it in.
I wouldn't go 3, no way. And I wouldn't kick this way for sure. Unless he sees something that I don't.
I'd kick this way if I didn't have to do anything to the cue ball, but hit it with a high ball.
I think he's got a much better kick this way.
Yeah, because this way, whichever side of the 9 you hit, as long as you don't scratch, you're going to have a shot at the 10. He may miss the ball. He's going to miss the whole ball.
He missed it.
Well, you know, Shane has just been thrown 2 life preservers and got a pardon from the governor.
He was toasted.
Oh, yeah.
Had Ping won that game, I thought he would have been toasted. Because he was nervous and antsy before this game, and for him to win this game the way, not to win this game in the fashion that he lost it, I thought he would have been toast. But he's not toast now. It's 5 apiece. We're racing to 9. We're playing 4 out of 7 from here.
I think maybe the first little sign of nerves from Pinyi Ko there on the, not just the kick on the 10 ball, but ever since he, butchered that position a couple of games ago, and then when he hooked himself on the 4 ball here before he kicked and made it in the wrong pocket. I mean, by playing the 3 on the side off the 8, I think that was bad judgment there. Again, he's got a better look at it and better feel.
Or a lapse in judgment.
Yeah. But either way, I think it shows us that he's got some nerves too about him now.
Yeah.
He may become
But
appearing.
But I'm gonna tell you, even though all those things transpired the way you said, I kind of still like him.
I
in this
know
match.
you still like him, and I don't blame you for still liking him. Shane still hasn't shown that he has stabilized.
No,
he's still on a roller coaster here emotionally, and the way he's playing.
Absolutely.
At least Ko Pinyi's mistakes have been almost kind of understandable. You can see why something like that might happen. But
Yeah, forgivable.
yeah, better way to put it, right. But for Shane to miss the 9 ball that he missed in that last game, that's unforgivable. And this is tough because he can't do anything with the cue ball but make the 1 and go across. And I'm not sure there's even any advantage Billy to trying to pocket the 1 and play safe on the 2 because the 1 is a tough shot. I wonder if playing safe now is best. Cross the 1 and try to get down there underneath all that stuff.
Yeah, well, he can kind of do that, but I don't know. You know,
Or 3 rail the 1 and follow the cue ball.
yeah, I would either that or push on that same rail and get a better angle for the safety.
Is he possibly trying to do this?
I think
I think it's 3
this.
rails. Yeah, I do. I think it's 3 rails with force follow. Needs it to go and not hit anything. Well,
I think
that's
he did a
going to
good
work.
job.
Well, sure.
That's a real good job.
Yeah, I don't even know if he can hit it straight on, and if he can't,
But you notice
it's
how
real
nicely
close.
he controlled the cue ball. That was the tough part of that shot. You know, he had to control the cue ball. We're going to take a look at this hit. Well, Kenny went down there to take a look at the hit. I think it's going to be an easy call. Obviously good.
Great shot. That was a terrific shot.
No, I didn't know if he could even make the ball.
I
It looked
didn't
like
didn't look it to me till I got out there, but he didn't. He hit all of the ball that he could.
Yeah.
He couldn't hit any more of it,
That's
or he
how
would have
close
fouled.
That's how close it was?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And you know it's a good hit because the cue ball went to the left after contact. If he hits the 9 first, the cue ball doesn't go where it is. Well, let's see if he's settled down from that last rack and has recomposed himself. After that opening shot, you'd think he did. That was the hardest shot of the rack. You know, you can almost feel the wheels turning in their heads from here, Billy. I mean, nobody's on autopilot now. They're working hard. They're thinking more, maybe thinking too much.
He has to make sure he gets off that rail now. Nice firm draw. Get off that rail. Nicely executed.
Right. And now you can't overcook this one because you can't risk the 9 ball coming into play. I just use the 8 as my target here. Well done.
He's got a nice draw stroke because he hits that cue ball nice and low all the time, right where he wants to. And with his stroke and his accuracy on the hit, you know, sends that cue ball just about anywhere he wants to put it, at least with the consistency that he wants. He's going to end up on the rail here.
He sure is.
And that's okay. He's got himself a nice angle. It looks like he'll come down table. And
you don't think the side's in play
I think
here,
he's
huh?
No, I don't think the side's in play.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
He's going to...
All right. Still got to bear down here.
Oh, he understands that.
Yep.
He doesn't take anything for granted, really. You know, I mean, he's really a pretty cool cat out there on the table. You know,
No question about it.
He just has coolness, in my opinion, coolness written all over him when he's at the table. He seems like an imperturbable type of a player who doesn't allow anything to really bother him. And you can, if you notice that when he's in his chair, even after a miss or an error that was brought on by himself. He seems very composed when he's in his chair. He's not antsy, or he doesn't scratch himself, or he doesn't talk to himself. He seems very composed, and like you said earlier, I think that's the culture.
Yes, I
And
believe
then,
so.
and that's a built-in advantage that he has.
Right, you're kind of hardwired to act that way and behave that way.
So our country spoils our players.
Well,
Puts them at a disadvantage when facing adversity.
well, there you have it in a nutshell, folks. All the problems of the world have just been explained in one sentence.
I do apologize,
But
Americans.
no, I mean really, can you envision a young man like this back at home throwing a temper tantrum in his house?
And Earl Strickland. Okay.
I want to watch TV.
He can't beat me.
He can't beat me. I jump on a mute sheet.
Here we
The
go.
guy eats twigs.
He don't know how to play this game like me. You people don't know what you're watching. Nice cue ball.
boy,
Nice
this-
cue ball.
Boy, yeah, he's not going to get a real good look at the one, but he's got a nice bank if he wants it, but the two is rough. Can you bank it and slide down the cushion, Billy? I think he might be able to.
Well, where's it going to slide to?
Slide between the two and the cushion, shoot the two to the 2-6 combination, or just be able to play a better
2-6,
safety.
2-8. What,
No,
what
no,
do you
the
mean?
ball in the side. Ball in
2-6.
front of the side.
Two- Oh.
If he were to slide down the long
How
rail
about,
here,
how about if he just makes the bank and gets down there and
play safe.
and play and, hook, and freezes him on the
Sure.
8?
Yeah, absolutely. That would work too. But I mean, it's either that or you got to play safe right here. Yeah,
Oh,
he's definitely
he's
banking
going to
this.
bank this,
Yeah.
and he's going to probably try to play some sort of an angle to freeze him on that 8.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I would do.
He might even be able to come at the 8, hit just before the side pocket. It's
I
going to
think-
be a low left cue ball.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But you know what? I think the importance of putting this 1 down overrides the importance
Yep.
of trying to do a couple things here. Well, he's going to shoot your shot. I didn't like that. See, even if he would have pocketed it, he still wouldn't have
Yeah.
been. But I kind of like just going ahead and go after the ball and then stay in control of the table and beat him the other way, you know, by...
Yeah, but he still had to, if to bank the ball and make it, he still had to bring the cue ball down here.
Oh, yeah, well, not necessarily, because he could have turned it with English.
And come out to the
Yeah,
middle maybe.
He could have turned it.
Yeah, I understand you.
I
I
think he
understand.
played more breakouts and more cut
Yeah,
as
maybe
opposed
so.
to turning it.
Maybe so.
In other words, he could have controlled that cue ball by turning the 1 ball.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Meanwhile, this is not easy. That ball is way in there. He's got to hit the ball first, low right, 2 rails around at the 8. I mean,
Yeah.
what else can you do?
No, he's got to play general position here, or area. I
Maybe
should
even
say.
try to come between the 8 and the 5, the 8 and the 3. You know, that would be
Yeah.
the path.
He's got to hit it with. He's going rail first. I don't like.
No,
this.
I don't. Is he going around?
Yeah. I don't like this at all.
You know what? He must have a window there to make the 2 where he never play it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't
he's
think
got
of
to have a
that.
window to make the
I
2.
didn't think of that.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's tough. It's tough from up here to see that, and if we're out there, I'm sure we'd have recognized it too. But nevertheless, well executed rail first shot again,
Wow.
and now he's got to pop this off the cushion and out. This has
Yeah.
got to go clean.
And this is a long way down
Yeah,
there too.
yeah.
It's a long shot here.
Yeah. Give him a break. Well, he's still alive.
No, I think he can cut it to
Yeah.
his left.
Yeah, he can. He can. He might have to go 3 rails with the cue ball.
I don't
though.
think so. I think he can
You
pinch it.
think he can pinch it low
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I think he can hit it with a nice soft stroke.
Yeah.
I think he can turn it in
You're
Just
right.
draw it one cushion.
You're right. That's exactly what he's doing.
Right off that side cushion and hold the cue ball. Nicely executed. Nice shot.
Very nice shot.
Yep.
Notice how he shortened his bridge up on that too. You know, Shane usually has like a 1.5 foot bridge. That was maybe 4 or 5 inches because the shot demanded that to help you use that kind of a stroke. Plus, you're so close to the object ball there, it gives you a better sight line.
He can't get careless because that's I believe responsible for those problems he created earlier in this match with his carelessness when he missed the 9, and he also erred a couple of games before that.
I think
He
you're
got
right.
careless because he just shoots too straight to miss the balls he missed.
Agreed.
If it wasn't just pure carelessness, I just can't believe he erred the way he did. But if he would have bared down,
I think he might want to just stick around where the 6 is here. Maybe he's going around the balls. I wouldn't. Yeah, that's better. No need to flirt with those 2 balls. Now you can. Yeah.
this is missable. This is a funny little shot here because you can
You like one rail?
you can go 2 ways here.
Yeah. Either way.
You got to make up your mind before you shoot which way you're going and be comfortable with it.
Yeah, he executes that type of a shot very, very well. I mean, of course, he executes a lot of shots very well, but following the ball like that is one of his strengths. Well, he sure needed this. And now he's back in control. It's tied and he's breaking.
When he missed that 9.
Nice out, Shane.
When he missed that 9.
Oh, God.
If
You had him in the toaster.
If he would have kicked that 9 in, he would have been done.
Yeah.
But he got life. He got life. You know, now he's feeling it again. Now he's got a legitimate shot at him. But you know, I still think the other guy's a little bit of a favor. I just think he's just a little cooler guy right now.
Well, we're reaching the point in the match, or we have reached the point in the match now where if you want to win, you can't make any more mistakes.
This is the point of the match level, the stage of the match, like in football, the red zone, in the 20-yard line, 15-yard line, ready to score.
And you can't settle for a field goal either.
This is the red zone in a race to 9.
Yeah.
You know,
6-6 in a race to 9.
You got 3 more games, 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
You know, and 7-7's really the red zone.
Well, 7-7, you're inside the 10-yard line, right?
Yeah.
And at 8-8, you're on the goal line.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So now we're entering the red zone here, on that about the 20. And so any mistakes in the red zone, you turn over the ball.
Hey, there's so much at stake here.
You blow your chances of scoring.
Hit it a little off center, but he's going to
make the 1.
Yeah, you don't want to make the 1.
No, don't. You don't want to, but he did.
Well, he's got a good safety, Billy. Draw it right into the 6. Hawk him behind the 3. Send the 2 up table.
It's not that easy. Look at the distance. He's 8.5 feet away from the 2.
Yeah, but still, I mean, he doesn't have to do much with the cue ball. I mean, what are you going to do? Slice it in?
Okay, I like just banking it straight back toward that 8 with a little bit of a stroke.
Yeah.
And go right to that 6, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right.
You may not have to draw it, but the 6 is going to stop the cue ball, and the 3 will be the blocker.
Not an easy shot, though.
No. Oh, he tried to go behind the 4.
He didn't like the control with the shot. Now, he might play the 10 here. He might play the 10 here. It wouldn't be a bad shot.
No, it wouldn't be a bad shot at all.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if the 2 is far enough off the cushion to enable him to avoid the double kiss.
And it is, yeah. He's playing the 10. Now, he's going to bank that 2 into that 7. You know, he's banking it into that 7.
Yep.
So, therefore, you know, even if he doesn't pocket the 10, he's going to create
He's
going to create some distance
to,
here.
Yeah.
And after that 2 hits that 7, it's liable to go cross table and hook Shane.
Yeah. The 10 appears to be in the kind of big ball position. It's definitely off the cushion, but I think it's actually off the cushion probably a half inch or more. Not 2 inches, but
no, too much.
Too much. Yes. Yeah. A little bit more than too much, but
he's got a good stroke.
He does have a good
he
stroke.
hits that cue ball really, really well.
And
So
he can
he's
get,
going to give it a good shot
yeah.
here.
But he's got to hit the 2 still pretty full to let the English take. Oh, boy.
Yeah, he got hooked. He got hooked.
Yeah.
He got hooked, and he's saying to himself, this is not right. This is not justice. You know,
Yeah, well, how many guys has Shane done this to over the last 10 years or 8 years, though? I mean, you know, he's on the receiving end of the medicine that he's been dishing out since 2007.
But don't forget, Kenny, that shot had sort of like a
It's built
built-in
in.
kind of
Oh,
a
yeah.
safety anyways.
No question about
Okay?
it. And Shane knows that. He can't be thinking the guy got completely lucky. And if he tries to make this rail first, then the other corner pocket comes into play. And the 10's hanging. I mean, it's unlikely there'll be any combinations on the 10, at least until you get to the 8 ball. But
and he could scratch on this shot, too.
yeah, exactly. Now, if he kicks at it like that, he's got to be careful that it doesn't leak out, and the guy can see the deuce and play the 10. Or
He's got to try to kick to make it. You know, I mean,
I think he's looking, I think, to see if he can hit it straight on and make it. He's called it. I still think I don't think
he's got to kick to make it.
Unless he'll measure now if he's going to play rail first. Now he'll pull that back and he'll put his tip on the rail. He'll get his aiming point. He'll look at the cue ball now, and that gives him his target line. That's just the system that he employs. I mean, I just know he does that because I've seen him do it for so many years. But I'm not sure if he's kicking to make it or he's trying to kick safe just because of the other corner pocket.
Kick to make it.
Yeah, I guess you got to.
He's got to kick to make it.
You got to.
There ain't no safety kick here.
Yeah.
The safety kick is more difficult than to make it. So
Yeah,
you
I
might
think
as well
you're
try
right.
to make it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I wouldn't kick hard either.
No, he can't kick hard.
I'd kick softly. Softly. That way.
If he kicks it too fat and it hits the short rail, it might go up there near the 7. The cue ball's over by the 4 or the 3. So there are some options there.
Watch the scratch.
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah, he overcut it.
Oh, wow.
And he scratched off the 6 ball.
Man,
that's pretty unlucky to have that happen.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he hit the 6 and scratched, Billy.
Wow.
He hit the top of the 6 and scratched. It was not going anywhere near the corner pocket.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Well, I mean, the 5 is sitting right in front of the side, so we've just got to get the angle to come down for the 6, take the 7 out of play, and then decide what pocket he wants to shoot the 7 in. I think it's the corner here, the lower right corner, with an angle to go 1 or 2 cushions at the 8 ball. I wouldn't come all the way to the short rail. I'd stay middle diamond here, right around where the magic rack's hanging off the table. A little low right. Watch out, don't get jacked up. He may have to go up and down here.
He let up on the stroke a little bit on that shot.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it didn't draw as much as he wanted it to. He's going to wind up straight here, almost straight. You know, he's pretty darn straight. Just going to have to pull it back to where it is now, I think. Is he going forward, Bill? Oh, he had an angle. Okay. You got to be a little careful here. I mean, it's hanging, but you still need to be careful.
Yeah, I think it's out of the pocket enough to be concerned with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Now
7-6.
7-6. There we
And,
go.
yeah, and Ko is breaking. He's breaking for the hill. And then Shane will have to win 3 games in a row.
No, let's not put the cart before the horse here.
No.
He has got to win off of this break.
Yeah.
You know, when he's been breaking the balls, he's been controlling the one and the cue ball. But what I've noticed about the break after he opens them up is the one ball is coming up to the table too far, and the cue ball is going back too far. And he's had that cross corner bank on that one several times in this match. I don't know if he can remedy that to control the one better or the cue ball better to end up with a good shot in the corner. Because I wouldn't really go away from what he's doing.
I
on the
wouldn't
break.
change. Right. I was
know?
going to say I wouldn't change what I've done. This is not the time for experimenting or adjusting. He's, you know, as much as you say that, you know, he's had those kind of bank shots, he's done well with them.
Right. So therefore, if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it.
I wouldn't mess with
You know, so
anything right now.
He's being very productive off his break. It's obvious that he has the better break at the 2, at least in this particular match.
In this match, he does.
And so therefore, he's got to stick what got him to this position, and I think it's been the break. Or at least it's helped him.
Well,
get
it's
to
been
this
a big
position.
part of it.
Yeah.
I think, you know, a few less unforced errors on his part and a little better decision making, too, I think. The other matches, Warren trailing 5-2 against Thorsten. It was 5-0. It's now 5-2. There's still bearing on the outcome on with the Warren and Thorsten match, depending on what happens here. The only way it'll have bearing is if Ko wins this match.
Look at this kiss. Nope, he didn't get it.
No, no kiss and no clear shot. Lots of balls to hide behind. Lots of balls to hide behind here.
Well, he's got a pretty curious or awkward angle on the 1. You know, he's got to guide that 1 ball in between that 2 and the 3. You know, I don't know, you know, what's even available here. You know, he's got like...
Can he drag it to the left and bounce off under the 5 ball?
But what's he going to do with the 1?
You cut the 1 to miss the 2. Is long play all cue ball under the 5.
I don't know. I think.
No, I see the difficulty too that you're pointing out. I see it.
Here's what he needs to do. If he's going to play under the 5, he's got to play all cue ball.
All cue ball, absolutely.
All cue ball.
Absolutely.
All cue ball.
Yeah, I didn't say it, but I certainly felt that. Absolutely.
Well, I thought you said, well, can he miss the 1, 2 with the 1 ball?
Well,
if I were he, I would play all cue ball.
Well, if it takes running into the 2 with the 1 to get under the 5, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But it just looks to me like he might be able to miss the 2 with the 1 and still get there.
Well, yeah, but it won't be natural that way.
No.
Or you know, nothing's really
natural with this layout.
But it'll be less natural. That's what he tried to do. And he's going to get behind the beautifully executed shot. That was the shot.
Missed the 1, missed the 2, and get under the 5. And this is one tough ball to hit, folks.
That was the shot.
He's going to have to maybe go.
He's not hitting this ball.
Well, the only thing I see is shoot into the short cushion where he's standing. 2 rails short, under the 4, and slide into the 1 ball, and then you're going to sell out if you hit it anyway. And he can't even tie anything up.
He's not hitting this ball. No, he's gonna go 2 rails
Yeah.
long. He's not gonna.
Yeah, but even if he hits it, it's unlikely he's going to come out with anything.
Like I said, he's not hitting the ball.
Is he going to get a rail?
He's going to get a rail. He's going to get a rail.
He got a rail and he got safe.
He got to get a rail. Oh boy.
That's the shot of the match.
Oh, there is a pool god, isn't there?
That is the shot of the match.
Oh my, yeah. I didn't think he was going to hit that ball.
I bet if you gave him 5 more chances, he wouldn't hit it.
Oh, but
and come out like this.
Oh well, come out like this. I give him 100
Jesus
chances.
Christ.
He's going to try to kick the 1 in. he really doesn't
Now,
have much of a choice.
How do you feel if you're Ko Pin Yi and you just executed one of the best safeties of the tournament in a difficult situation, in a pressure moment, and the guy throws this back at you?
Well, you feel like that you got a game advantage and you got an opportunity at the table.
Yeah, yeah. You can't get discouraged.
And when you got an
Oh,
opportunity at the table, anything can happen, especially if you're a player like this guy. Especially if you're a player like this guy, you know?
Wow. He kicked it in and he got shape. This is still a lot of work here from the, can he just float gently to the cushion and not worry about getting hooked by the
Snatching
7-ball?
victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
what a heartbreaking thing that was for Van Boening.
Oh, God.
In that chair, saying, "Well, I've got him now." You know, I made this. I was pretty, fortunate to have ended up where I did. So, I'll take it
Yeah.
because I had the ability to hit the ball. So I'm not really, I didn't lose any dignity with the shot. And pumping myself up so I can get back up there and run out. Boom! Wow. Wow, he was sucker punched there. Might try to kick that 5 out. I was thinking maybe a little bit, but he didn't.
I think it's out further than maybe we see, and it's not really that difficult. And look at the 6s laying right in front of the side pocket.
This is an interesting shot, by the way. Watch what he does with the cue ball. This is interesting. He can do a number of things. And I'll think, look, well, that was a very nice shot.
Yeah, I liked over and back there, very much so.
I didn't even think he could do that. Matter of fact, I thought he was going to have to go toward the 7. Well, he's going to probably find himself on the hill, leading 8 games to 6. Van Boening will be breaking the balls, right?
Yes.
He'll have to win 3 consecutive games. At least he'll have 2 of those on his break.
Well, he hopes he gets a chance to break for the second time.
Right, right.
All he can worry about right now is what's coming in front of him, which is break and win this rack. What a dramatic turn of events in that rack, Billy, from the great safety on the 5 ball to the incredible kick on the 1, to the safe on the 1, to the kick in on the 1 with shape on the 2. It's got to be gut-wrenching for Shane because he's actually put himself in the position to allow his opponent to be where he is.
As far as E-Pin is concerned, he's such a skilled player. He's got such a great temper. And I think those 2 things are mostly attributable to his ability to do these kind of things that he's doing when he's faced against adversity or when he's looking at a situation that is almost hopeless. He still has that coolness about himself and the good clear-mindedness about himself to be able to perform and do these things. And I really believe that.
I believe it too.
Because he doesn't throw his stick out at something and say, "Oh, heck." He really gives everything a good effort. Because there's always the chance of something like that happening, and he's well aware of that. And he doesn't allow, some ill-fated stuff to fog him up or to create problems for his thinking ability.
Yeah, he puts the same importance on every shot. And there's the disgusted SVB who got up there and just kind of whacked him, and I think he's almost got the resigned to his fate appearance. I'm not to say that there's no give up in the guy, but there's times where he just doesn't muster up the intestinal fortitude to fight through the adversity.
It's inevitable at some point 10 ball is going to teach us a lesson, okay? And the lesson it's going to teach us is that, the nature of this game is there's going to be a lot of peaks and valleys and ups and downs, and you have to be prepared for that to happen. So therefore, when that happens, you have to be able to compose yourself. You have to compose yourself, you know what I mean? Because if you don't, then you're only going to make the situation worse for you, and you're going to win less times than you figured to win.
And I always feel too, Billy, that when you start to let your emotions get to you over there, you burn up so much energy doing that it does sap your mental strength when you come back to the table facing tough situations or tough decisions. Okay, well, he pushed and Shane never even got out of his chair. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't take this either. But the way things have been going, he'll either kick it in and get shape or kick safe and lock him up. No, he's going to sell that out. Or is he? Yeah. Well, he can make this ball,
Tough.
but getting on the 2 is no bargain.
I think that he can.
Can he draw off the 9?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to send the cue ball towards
Towards
that 5.
towards this 5 ball. Well, that's okay if it stays there near the 5 ball. That's actually the side he wants to be on anyway.
He's got to come with a real good stroke here, though.
Yeah. Well, if it hits the 6, he might be all right in the corner here, and he is.
Got to come with a good shot.
Yeah.
He's got to get a nice angle on the 3.
3 has plenty of pockets.
4 balls position where it only has 1 pocket.
Yeah. You just stay to the right-hand rail here. 3 in the side. Don't want to be jacked up. It's okay. He can get to the bottom of the cue ball if he's got to draw it. Three rails or straight across?
He can go either way here.
Yeah, I think he's going straight across.
Oh, too hard. You know, that's where your 3 rail position was better because of the speed.
Get you straight,
easier,
right.
You know, to gauge.
Yeah.
Because you had more area to end up in.
Exactly.
Well, that was a nice stroke.
He did fine with it, unless that gets on the cushion.
Oh, now he's really going to throw his hands up in the air here. But
I think the 6 is off the rail, maybe just a touch where he can draw this back for the 7 in the side. Yep. Hit the cushion and come out.
I think Shane, with his temperament, has a much better game. I'm not saying he would be the favorite, but I think he would have a much better game in a real long race with this guy as opposed to short races of 9.
Oh, well,
because
I mean,
in short races, you know, you get too emotional.
Right. And you don't have as much time to recover.
You can calm yourself because you have that security of being able to surmount leads because of the length of the race.
Well, but on the other hand, the other night they raced to 21. Now, if you're talking about races to 40, 50, 100, then I couldn't agree with you more because look at this man's history when he's played those length of those races. So he did what he needed to do. Now it's all up to the pool gods and to Copigny's ability to break the balls, pocket a ball, get a look at the 1, not let Shane back at the table. Because if Shane does come back to the table, at this point, Copigny may never get out of his chair again. And he certainly doesn't want to go down that way. Meanwhile, the Group D match on the other table is now 7-3 in favor of Torsten Homan. Excuse me, that's the other Group A match, not Group D. It's the other half of this bracket. And I said the only way that outcome has any bearing is if Ko beats Shane here, then Warren would have to beat Thorsten to create a 3-way tie. And right now that doesn't look too good.
And also, that may have affected Van Boening his ability to play in this match, because he was betting on
Warren?
Thorsten losing.
Well, I don't think so. Shane knew all the possibilities. I
In
told
other
him
words,
before the match.
in other words, if Torsten loses, then he can get back into the finals again, even if he loses.
Oh, yeah.
Even if he loses.
Yeah.
But now that possibility is now
Oh, I
eliminated.
see what you're saying. So that's
Yeah, that was bothering him too, probably.
Right. So he's looking over there and saying, "Oh, geez, I can't even get any
Yeah,
help
right.
over
You
there.
don't know what's
Oh,
happening to me, you know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. Same break. Again, as you said, Billy, the one's coming up a little, but this time he held the cue ball in
Yeah,
place.
he did, right. He may have let up a little bit.
Boy, there's nothing difficult out there, Billy.
No.
I mean,
1, 2,
2 to the 3.
4, 5.
2 to the 3 is really, well, right now, the 1 you're going to come over and back. I don't think you're going 3 rails here.
No.
Because you just want to
No
go
way.
over and back.
Yeah.
And if you get the cue ball on the long cushion, you're perfect for the 2 to roll out for the 3. The 4's hanging, the 5's next to it, the 7's hanging. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better layout when you're on the hill.
I think this is one of your better layouts.
Yeah, this is as simple
Right
of a layout as there's been.
Taking his time, making sure that he executes this shot well, because this shot here is really important.
Yeah, me personally, I would have liked the other angle to
And he'll
come
draw it
around.
back.
Yeah, I would have liked to have come around the 10, but this certainly looks good.
It looks real good right
Yeah.
now. It looks
Straight in on the 4. You don't
Yeah.
want to go anywhere near that 5 ball with the cue ball, and straight in on the 4 ball. That looks good. That looks real good. I guess the only thing that could possibly go wrong here is screwing up from the 7 to the 9. And that looks like it's pretty hard to do, too. See, if he just stops here, and now he's going to shoot the 7, he just got to make sure he doesn't go anywhere near the 10 ball. And he's got to decide right now, am I playing the 9 in the corner or am I playing it in the side?
I mean, he'd like to draw all the way down, but I don't know if he can do that. You know, because he would
No,
like
he
to
was he was going towards the cushion.
Now he's got to go around the 10. I think he's got to go around the 10 here.
Well, if he's going to do that, he wants to hit the 3rd rail and bounce off. Or he's going to kill it with inside. Yeah, you got to hit the 3rd rail here and bounce. That'll give you the angle. Even straight in, he's all right, but he's better than straight in. Okay, well. It's still not a done deal.
Well.
Although Warren Callenpro is going to have to come with a miracle over there to save Shane. But Warren also knows now that Coe has won. Warren knows that if he wins that match, see, Warren knew that if Shane won, it didn't matter what he did. Shane was going to win the group.
I don't think that's going to make that big
It
of a
probably
difference.
no, it's not. But
Well, now I'll really start playing now.
no,
I waited to this. Now this is what I've been waiting for.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Okay, I got him right where I want him. Right.
Oh wow. Yeah.